I'm glad you're still with us here on the MorningAtNTV. Time now for the Kickstarter discussion, blue economy strategies for the East African region. We are looking at the role of a blue economy in Africa's social sustainability agenda. I'll be speaking to two very eminent persons within the region, and I'll be introducing them very shortly. But very first, let's see what the blue economy is all about. It's a concept that includes the recognition that the productivity of health, freshwater and ocean ecosystems is a pathway for aquatic and maritime-based economies and can ensure that islands and other coastal countries, as well as the landlocked states like Uganda, benefit from their resources. The East African community endeavors to ensure sustainable use of water resources for economic growth, improved livelihood and jobs while preserving the health of the water ecosystems through economy coping with global water crisis, innovative development, as well as how the maritime economy is functioning across the globe as critical benchmarks. I'm joined on set by Honorable David Ole Sankok. He's a member of parliament in the East African Parliament. Many thanks for making it again.
Thank you, Chris. This is our second time
here, no
yes.
doubt.
Yes.
You're still in the country.
I'm still here and enjoying Kampala.
Okay. All right. We also joined on set this morning by Honorable Clement Musangabatware.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
We were more than 2 weeks ago with the Honorable Sankok, and we were speaking about the fact that deliberations within the East African Parliament will be in Kampala, and there has been a lot that has gone on over the last 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
But
3 weeks.
Before we go any further, let me first ask, how is your stay in Uganda?
Let me just appreciate, first of all, the people of Uganda.
Okay.
They are the best. In fact, our stay here have been beautiful. It is coming to an end on Wednesday, that is on the 13th.
13th of November.
I really wanted to extend because the stay here is just wonderful. First of all, we have been hosted by His Excellency General Yoweri Museveni twice in State House in Entebbe, and also in his farm, where I enjoyed the Angola cows, you know. And we have also been hosted in Parliament, where the Right Honorable Speaker AAA hosted us, attended our session, allowed us to attend plenary in gallery, and also be able to feed us throughout our stay, you know. Also, friendship come through the stomach.
That is right.
So we were fed properly. Our members of EALA from Uganda have taken us to outreach programs, some of them conferences of anti-FGM. We have gone to the farms of Mary Mugenyi. We have gone to the home of Honorable Dodo Odongo, whom we call the mobile encyclopedia in EALA because of his knowledge.
Wow.
So we have really enjoyed.
All right.
And Kampala at night is also not badly off.
The night economy is vibrant. Honorable Musangabatware, how was your experience like?
Yeah, thank you, Chris. As it was expressed by my colleague, Honorable Sankok Ole, I really enjoyed my stay in Kampala as well.
All right.
I've been received by His Excellency the President, Excellency the Speaker of the Parliament, and we really enjoyed. And for your information, I will come back shortly.
No doubt.
Yeah, on Sunday I will be here.
Okay.
And I was given a name.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen.
The Lord Mayor of Kampala.
But
all right, I'm glad you're having a good time, and your stay within the country, especially as you go about with the deliberations in the East African community dispensation goes on. Let me ask, on Thursday, there was an adjournment that appeared to be premature when those deliberations were going on. What exactly happened?
Chris, you know, I didn't expect you to ask me that question. But you know,
I was following closely.
Yes, I know as a journalist you follow closely. But you know, on Wednesday, there was some commotion because there was a coffee bill in the Parliament of Uganda in the same chambers.
Vicinity, yeah.
So there was some fighting, you know. And we came on Thursday. We did not get enough time to call pastors, priests, and imams to cast away and maybe sanctify and cast away the fighting spirit. But so therefore, when we came, we did not have enough time, so we also had some little commotion, but it is just a side event.
Your city was affected by the events that happened earlier.
You know, if you don't cast away the fighting spirits, then it may affect the second session. But now, luckily enough, we have been throughout the weekend. We'll have a sitting tomorrow, but the pastors and the bishop have sanctified, and the fighting spirit is out.
Okay, interesting there. Gentlemen, allow me now delve into our discussion this morning, the blue economy. I would like to begin with Honorable Musangabatware, given the fact that we've already interacted with Honorable Sankok. When we talk blue economy, there must be so many interventions across board within the different countries in the East African community. But just share with us what the East African community prong is like. What are the strategies and how are you rolling them out?
Yeah. First of all, let me explain what is the blue economy. Blue economy refers to the sustainable use of ocean resources, rivers resources for economic growth to improve livelihoods of the citizens. But this blue economy has a number of issues. Overfishing, pollution, issues related to climate change, among others. We urge our partner states to mobilize money, funds to fix those gaps.
That's right.
Yeah. As far as we are concerned, as member of parliament, we enact laws and we make advocacy so that our partner states can have a good legal framework to handle this issue, those challenges related to the blue economy.
Currently, what is, let me stay with you very briefly. Currently, what is the framework that is guiding the various interventions? I remember in October 2003, there was a meeting, a regional consultation meeting that was held in Mombasa, Kenya. This must have come up with some resolutions. Is that what we are still following, or there has been some new developments?
For the moment, there is a group of member parliament dealing with climate change issues. I was not there. I give the floor to my colleague, Honorable Sankok, to say more about it.
All right, Honorable Sankok, please do. And also take us through what the economic dividend is. When you consider, for example, Uganda has a lot of water bodies. Lake Victoria, the biggest. It has another 3 or 4 lakes. The River Nile, and a lot of other, catchment areas that form the greater Lake Victoria basin. And then we have Kenya, we have Tanzania. This is an enormous resource, and there must be a lot of money coming out.
Exactly, and Chris, that is informed the basis in which I brought a motion which was passed here in Kampala, in our sitting, of utilizing the blue economy.
That is right.
Maybe just to take you through that East African community is a community with 350 million people. That is a market bigger than that one of United States of America. Again, East Africa is blessed to have 1.4 billion acres of land that is arable. We don't have a desert in our place. It is good for forestry, agriculture, fishing, and other things. Again, we have the highest water mountains in Africa. The highest and the second highest. That is Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya. We have the longest rivers in Africa. River Nile is the longest in the world. Congo River is the 7th largest in terms of volumes of water in the world. We also have around 650 kilometers of coastline. 650 kilometers of coastline. East Africa is also an economic bloc that is sandwiched between Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and the Gulf of Aden. Meaning through Indian Ocean, we can do business with the Far East. That is from China, India, and so on. Through the Gulf of Aden, we can do business in the Middle East and also with Europe. through Congo, that is DRC, Atlantic Ocean, we can do business with Northern South America, that is the far west. Yeah. So we are actually in a place that in terms of blue economy, we are well blessed. 38 freshwater lakes. Yeah. And you know, Chris, in blue economy, we focus on 5 issues. 1, irrigation, because we have rivers and we have freshwater lakes, we can do them, we can do irrigation.
That is right.
2, we can do fishing. It is just unfortunate that here in Jinja, we have Lake Victoria Fisheries Organization. And just next to it, the communities that are around it are the poorest. And the fish from China on the shores of Jinja are cheaper than the fish from Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria just use a nduano, that is a hook, and remove it. But it become more expensive than the one that have traveled 10,000 kilometers from China. And we don't know what is happening. We can also use the blue economy in terms of tourism. Lake Geneva is a man-made lake in Switzerland. It is attracting 20 million tourists annually. For us, we use our lakes in washing cars and washing our clothes. You see, old mamas washing clothes around the, we are not utilizing our water. We can also utilize our water in terms of water sports. Yeah. We can also utilize our waters in terms of transport. And to bring you to perspective of water transport, Lake Victoria here, if you have a very good, let's say, port in Lake Victoria in Kampala, that means you can travel to 7 cities without constructing roads and without maintaining the roads. Because it's very expensive to maintain a road, it's very expensive to construct a road. So you can travel from Kampala to Entebbe, to Jinja, to Mwanza, to Kisumu, to Homa Bay, to Rusumo, so many other cities without the necessity of the road. Yeah. You will need a vessel the way you need a car on the road.
That is right.
Again, if South Sudan want to transport their commodities, they can pick them from Mwanza or Kisumu and transport through Lake Victoria and then River Nile all the way to Juba without constructing 3,900 kilometers of highway. Now talk about constructing. How much do we need to construct 3,900 kilometers of highway and maintaining it? If we connect our northern corridor, that is from Mombasa, Nairobi, Kampala to Kigali, and then we connect it direct to Congo River, yeah. You will be able to travel using water 4,900 kilometers to Kinshasa without constructing a road. And water transport is the cheapest. It is the safest. It's very safe. Yeah. How many accidents do you have in the roads? Very few. We always talk about a few in the lakes. And it is because why we have accidents in our lakes is because the vessels are very old. Very old. They are not being regulated.
Yeah, overly packed, and
yes.
If there is an overseer, then that will be avoided. Yes. Allow me engage Honorable Clement Musangabatware from Rwanda. Yeah. That is for purposes of our viewers who may not have caught that introduction. Rwanda, over the last 15 years, has been very aggressive when it comes to adoption of new technologies in order to reap the benefits of blue economy, no doubt. Yeah. What are those significant milestones that the country has reached that you can easily say they can be adopted, for example, across the region?
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. Rwanda embarked on ICT, and we are very well developed, and we still also have steps to be done. That's right. We are not where we want to be. There is what we call services through ICT. For instance, whatever document you want, go through Irembo. Irembo is a portal from which you can make an application and get your document within 5 minutes, 1 hour. For instance, construction permit. You apply from Irembo and you get it. It is digital. When you want a certificate of marriage status and so on, you make your application from Irembo. About construction permit, all government services, a number of those services, you get them from EALA portal. Yeah.
Okay.
That is the facilitation. It is easier. And also the use of ICT is contributing in terms of preventing and fight against corruption. There is no physical contact between the citizens and the institutions giving services, offering services. Yeah. This is how ICT is helping us. Also, in terms of education, we are doing well.
That is right. Okay, no doubt. Thank you very much. Now, when you look at how best you can achieve a blue economy to rival, for example, the benchmarks that are over the globe, there are some countries that have put out or rolled out their blue economy initiatives very well. Which country or which region are we looking at as being the benchmark for the East African region? Because climate change is real and we are heavily affected more than those that are responsible for the emissions. But again, it is the very countries that we're going to have to benchmark, especially in order to achieve a blue economy. Or is there something totally fresh from African perspective?
My friend Chris, in fact, we don't have to go further. Look at Egypt.
Yes.
The Suez Canal was built 200 years ago and is earning a lot of money because of water transport. Every vessel that passed through there, and it is man-made.
Yeah.
As we have Lake Tanganyika, being the deepest lake in the world. And with Lake Tanganyika, you can do business with 5 countries, including DRC, Tanzania, United Republic of Tanzania, Zambia, and Malawi, and so on. In Lake Victoria, we can do business in 3 countries. That is Kenya, Uganda, and United Republic of Tanzania. But we are not utilizing. See how they have utilized River Nile in terms of tourist attraction. You know, tourists go and see River Nile in Egypt instead of seeing it in Jinja, where it begins. It's a source of River Nile, because we have not captured on that blue economy.
So what does the piece of legislation that you championed lay out? How are we going to move?
You know, because as we have already passed the motion, urging the Council of Ministers for several recommendations. And before I come to the recommendation, Rwanda is not blessed as Uganda in terms of water bodies.
That is right.
But fish in Rwanda is the cheapest. Through just utilizing swamps and make fish pods inside swamps. How many swamps do you have in Uganda? What do you use it for? Washing clothes and washing cars. Now, my recommendation is that because there is relative peace in our community.
That's right.
The first recommendation is that let the armies not stay idle.
The armies?
Yes. Let us contribute 10% of our army, not to send them for a peace mission elsewhere in the world, like in Haiti, in Somalia. Let us send them to the blue economy. These armies have engineers. In fact, I've seen the good work they have done in Mandela National Stadium.
Yes.
They have actually renovated the whole stadium. So with those skills, they can now construct for us vessels, because we have already used them in Kenya to construct for us vessels called MV Uhuru in Kisumu and rehabilitate the whole of Kisumu port. So we can use them to rehabilitate all our ports, construct for us vessels, because there is relative peace, they are just idling around, and then again they now go to those water bodies to offer safety and security. Now the last one. Imagine somebody, let's say, moving from Mogadishu, Kismayo, Malindi, Mombasa, Taga, Dar es Salaam, 4,500 kilometers. You don't need a road. You only need a vessel. And even if you have a road, which will be very expensive to maintain and also to construct, you borrow money to maintain and to construct, you still need a car or a lorry that will pass through that road. What we need in a in a water body is that
the
vessels.
Right.
And once the vessel have passed, you'll not even know that it have passed because the water will remain the same.
Okay, in typical African tradition, let's give Honorable Clement Musangabatware the opportunity to wrap this discussion for us.
Yeah. I really thank you very much for the invitation, and I hope this is not the last time. Yeah, I hope we shall come again. We are still here. Okay. As I told you, next week, specifically on Sunday, I will be back here.
All right. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you.
Please
again.
thank
your engagement.
Thank Yoweri Museveni for us.
Okay.
How he educated us. Pan-Africanism, he was oozing with the knowledge. We really learned a lot from him.
All right. Honorable David Ole Sankok, MP, EALA, as well as Honorable Clement Musangabatware, many thanks for making time. And we do hope to see these gentlemen again here in Uganda as deliberations do continue. And in typical tradition, let's end Morning at NTV